It is time for another top 20 best PVE base locations, and today we are looking at the map everyone hates, Scorched Earth. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Next base location is located at 65.0 latitude, 71.1 longitude. Here's our location on the map. Here's what the area looks like, and we're built up on this small cliff here. I think this is a really cool spot because you got these two cliffs here. You got like a pathway going up, and you got your water source right in front of your base. Pretty close to green obs, so you got all those oil veins and really good metal spawn locations. And you won't have to travel too far to get anything from this spot. Next base location we have is located at 54.2 latitude, 39.7 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're in the direct centre of the map, which is always great on every map. We got this lovely flat spot here to build on. It's quite a large area. Quite a nice area also. We're surrounded by mountains, so you got rare resources scattered everywhere around here. Not too far to go for the desert or wyvern trench. You got 3 water veins down here, so you got your water source right in front of your doorstep. Next base location is located at 63.3 latitude, 44.0 longitude. Here's our location on the map, central once again. Got your mountain right next to your base for all those rare resources. Water is a bit of a mission away, but obviously you're very close to red ob, that's always a plus point. There is a water well right outside your house as well. You got the ruin here, you could definitely build around this, which would be cool. So it's just a nice area, it's quite sealed off. You just gotta watch that things don't drop into your base from up here. That's the only downside really, but it's just a really nice location. Next base location is going to be located at 55.0 latitude, 53.9 longitude. Here's our location on the map. I think it's hard to have a PvE base location video without these pillars on the list because they are just so cool to build on. They're completely flat on some of them. Close to the red obelisk here. Of course you can build on all of these that follow through there. You've got water below pretty much around all these pillars, which is in the center of the map. And of course you're not too far away from any of the resources. Metal spawns, oil veins, all towards the green obelisk. That's where the best metal spawns are. And if you prefer not to live this high up, you can always build on the bits below. Next base location is located at 39.8 latitude, 53.3 longitude. Here's our location on the map. Another central gem, I must say. We're looking at this big bridge here that goes across the canyon. It's a really nice area to build. It's quite flat in areas on top, so you can build some decent sized structures on here. Plenty of room for dino storage and stuff like that. In relation to the area, you got your water source right nearby. Next to green obelisk, plenty of oil vein spawns and metal spawns nearby there. Next base location is located at 28.4 latitude, 50.1 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're near the river that runs through, if you can call it a river, so you got your water source right below. In between the blue obelisk and the green obelisk, you got resources scattered everywhere near the desert, so it's a really good location. And we're looking at this ruin here. This was actually a ruin before I built on it, so you can build something similar to this. Obviously you could build a main base up here, or some cool structure you could build underneath. Just a really nice location to house all your dinos in. Next base location is located at 31.3 latitude, 51.6 longitude. Here's our location on the map. Looking at this weird rock plateau looking thing. It's a really nice location to build. Of course you got your water source right below. You got your metal spawns and rare resources on the mountains close by. In the center of blue ob and green ob, so you're not too far from them. Oil vein locations, better metal locations near the green obelisk. And you're pretty close to the desert as well, so everything's pretty close by. Next base location is going to be located at 35.8 latitude, 49.0 longitude. Here's our location on the map, central once again. We're by these pointy rocks here. They look kind of like they're from the Lion King. It's a really nice location though. You've got your water source right below. You could build up here above the waterfall or even below the waterfall. I just think it's a really nice base location. There's plenty of spots you could build around here. Of course you're central to all the resources. You got pearls running through the shallow waters to the southeast. You got more pearls in the water below. And of course you got the green obelisk pretty close by towards the east, so you got all those oil veins metal spawn locations. Nice little mountain there for your crystal, oil and all that stuff. And another one right behind you, so you've got resources coming out of your ears in this location. Next base location is located at 61.9 latitude, 59.5 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're directly in between red obelisk and green obelisk here. Location itself is in the middle of this opening here, right next to this lake, so you got your water source. It's very flat here, so if you're looking for a nice square flat spot, this is a really good one to build in. Plus you're like surrounded by mountains for your metal resources. Your green obelisk, oil veins and best metal spawn locations are near that obelisk. Next base location is going to be located at 60.9 latitude, 52.5 longitude. Here's our location on the map. Once again, another central base location, so you're all very close to the red obelisk, close to all those metal and rare resource spawns. You got your river running through, so you're not that far from water. This is what we're looking at, this little plateau up here. It's quite nice. Nice and flat in most areas actually. It's just a bit hard to find a big flat spot. And you can easily get this area off to house all your creatures. You got a little cheeky water vein here as well. Next base location is located at 53.5 latitude, 79.8 longitude. Here's our location on the map, right next to green obelisk. We're looking at this big pillar. If you're one of those people that don't mind using cryopods to come in and out of your base, then this is a really good spot. It's also very large, very flat. I mean, if you could extend out here with pillars and a flat ceiling, you could actually make this quite large so that you can house some creatures up here instead of using cryopods. Oil veins spawning throughout in this area and loads of metal. There is always the option of piping down into the waters of the green ob, so you have a constant water source. Of course, that is a bit of a mission. That is a long pipe you'd have to make, but it's still an option. I think it would really work for this location if you could pull that one off. It could be a really cool base. Next base location is located at 74.1 latitude, 68.2 longitude. Here's our location on the map. Right next to the desert. There's a few reasons why I picked this location. Of course, we got the lake here. Water source right on your doorstep. It's quite a nice little area. You can build. You got loads of storage space for dinos. You got these amazing looking pointy Lion King looking type rocks. The area looks amazing. You got the mountain right behind you for all your metal, sulfur, crystal, obsidian, all that good stuff. And then you got the desert for your mantis and death worms, desert drops. Also, you're right next to probably the best wreck spawn location on the map. As you can see, they always spawn around this area. Next base location is located at 82.3 latitude, 36.5 longitude. This is our location on the map, right on the edge of the desert here. So of course we've got our windmill, 100% wind in the desert. As always, great spot to build for that. You can build on top of this rock here, or you can build around it. There's plenty of room for your creatures. Room for a small base on top if you want to do that. Also, rare resources on the mountain. Got your desert for your organic polymer, desert drops, death worms, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Got your water well right here and your oasis with your silica pearls spawning around it. Next base location is located at 66.9 latitude, 56.9 longitude. Here's our location on the map, another central gem I must say. We're near the central dunes here. Of course you just miss out on 100% wind because you are built up on this plateau area. As you can see, it's 100% wind here. From the info on the top left, and then if you just go up here it's like 20% or something. Yeah, it's not great, but either way, it's a great location to build. You're very central. You've got mountains for all your rare resources. You've got the red obelisk pretty close. Silica pearls down in the shallow river running through. Have to travel a little bit more for the oil veins near the green obelisk, but you're quite close to the desert also as well. It's quite easy to seal off and just gate the area off. You can see there's some really nice flat areas on it too. You've got a little cheeky water vein here as well. Next base location is going to be located at 17.9 latitude, 33.8 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're right in the blue obelisk here. As you can see, we're mainly looking at the cliffs above the blue obelisk. Plenty of pearls in the waters. You got some nice cliffs you can choose to build on up here. The majority of this land up here is quite flat, so you can build a decent sized base. There's always this extra bit here that I quite like. It's a bit boring, but it is very flat, so if you wanted to build here you could do that too. And the views are pretty nice. You're right next to the desert, of course. Mountains everywhere, so you've got rare resources everywhere. Next base location is going to be located at 73.6 latitude, 40.2 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're right next to the red obelisk here. Of course, if you're playing PVE, if you could base yourself near an obelisk, you are pretty set, because obviously you got your pearls spawned in there, you got your obelisk for your boss fights and all that stuff right in front of you. This area is just really nice as well. Just built up on this rock here. Of course, you can gate it all off around here. You got resources scattered everywhere. You're really close to the desert. It's just on the opposite side of this mountain. So you got all the rare resources from there. And there is a nice little cave up here as well, which gives you crystal, obsidian and sulfur all throughout. Next base location is located at 72.7 latitude, 57.0 longitude. Here's our location on the map. This is what they call the Central Dunes. It is a desert, but it's not in the desert. It's part of the desert where you get 100% wind that is actually inland and not in the main desert. That's why this location is great. You can put your windmills down and get 100% wind 24/7. It's also based in a really nice location. Obviously there is mantids that spawn here also, because it is a small desert. Yeah, there you go, there's one there. So you got organic polymer right in front of you. There's really good metal spawns and crystal, obsidian, sulfur and all that stuff on that mountain there to the south. And of course, right behind your base, you got a nice water well. So you got a water source right there. Next base location is going to be located at 88.5 latitude, 56.0 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're in the heart of the desert. Some people may call me crazy building here, but I have built here on 3 different occasions while playing Scorched now. Built a rough layout of how I used to build here all the time. It is quite flat in this area and it's a really nice spot to build. There's 100% wind in the whole of the desert, so you will always be able to power your electrical appliances through windmills, so that's always a good thing. There's an oasis right nearby, so that's how I used to get my water piped in. You can see that's working right now. It's just over here to the west / north direction. Obviously you got your pearls there as well, right on your doorstep. You got your mantis for polymer, you got all that good stuff from the desert. And you got all your metal, sulfur, crystal, obsidian, all up on the mountain. So basically you've pretty much got every resource right in front of you here. Berries and wood, you just have to go over near the mountains in the north. It's pretty crazy living out here. There is the threat of death worms. I personally have never been attacked by a death worm. It's never come under the walls into the base. I've had them like try, like it's like they're headbutting the walls and then they despawned. The only advice I have for that is just have a turret tower or just a couple of heavy turrets that'll deal with a death worm pretty quickly anyway. Like I said, built here 3 different times. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I love this location. Next base location is located at 48.6 latitude, 76.9 longitude. Here's our location on the map. Right next to the green obelisk. Great location to build. It's very flat up here. It just looks really nice of an area. Right next to the desert, so you've got all those resources there. You've got all your metal oil veins around this area, because the green ob is the best location for those. Plenty of pearls in the waters of the green obelisk. Next base location is located at 49.0 latitude, 71.7 longitude. Here's our location on the map. We're built up on this high pillar here, right next to the green obelisk. So you got your water source, your pearls down there. Also next to one of the best metal spawns, which is scattered around those large pillars over there to the east. Right next to the desert, so you got your mantis, death worms, desert drops, all that good stuff from the desert. So you pretty much got all the rare resources you need to thrive in the game. You could keep all your dinos and stuff down below. Maybe have a base up top. But yeah, there's plenty of room on this location. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please feel free to check out the channel if you did. And I'll catch you all in the next one, where we will be looking at the top 20 best PVE base locations on the Crystal Isles map. I'll catch you all there. Take care. Goodbye.